Stick with me and let me show you how to answer some GCSE questions on direct proportion. I will take you up to the grade 5 level. This is needed for higher as well, as it's a crossover topic, but I won't be covering the extra parts that you need for your GCSE Maths higher. Be sure to check out Liam's video for that. So when one value increases, so does the other at the same rate. And that's what direct proportion means. And it's often used for the price, the cost of items. Okay. So for example, if you have crisps, if 2 bags is £1.40, I'm just going to leave it in pence for ease. It's 140 pence. What would the price of 1 bag be? Well, you know it's going to be half of that, isn't it? So it's going to be 70p. And when we're saying that something is increasing together at the same rate or decreasing together at the same rate, this is what we mean. That 2 has been halved, it's been divided by 2. Therefore, the 140 has also been divided by 2. They have decreased by half. Both of them, okay? And these are all multiplicative relationships. We're multiplying them or dividing them by the same number, not adding or subtracting, because we've subtracted 1, but we've subtracted 70. So it's all to do with multiplying and dividing is the same. Right, so how can I use that for further facts? I could work out what 10 bags of crisps were. Well, 1 multiplied by 10 gets me to that 10, and 70 multiplied by 10 gives me 700. And we use direct proportion to work all of these out. And price of items are often in direct proportion. Now, it's worth just mentioning here, however, I could have gone straight from the 2 bags to 10 bags by multiplying by 5. 140 multiplied by 5 would have got me straight to that 700 as well. Sometimes it's easier to go down to 1 unit, other times it isn't. So let's look at some other examples of where direct proportion is used. A salary, that's another variable, the amount you earn. Because often if you're paid an hourly rate, the more hours you work, the more money you get. And if you're paid the same salary, the same wage per hour, then it would be the same amount of money. So Mike earns £23 for 2 hours of work. Calculate how much he earns for 5 hours of work. I always recommend representing these on a table to kind of make a little bit more sense. So we first of all got the hours that he's worked, and then we've got the pay. I'm just going to put a pound sign for that. So in this case, he's done 2 hours of work and he's got £23. We want to work out how much he would get for 5 hours of work. This is an example where I would work out what 1 hour was, and then I'd multiply it by 5 to work out what 5 hours costs. So 2 down to 1, we're dividing it by 2. So we need to do the £23 divided by 2, which takes us to £11.50. So if he's then worked for 5 hours, we're going to get 5 times that amount. We're going to multiply it by 5 on both sides, giving us £57.50, and that would be your answer for that. So these ratio tables sometimes help you to work them out, okay? Right, so direct proportion, if it's a divide by 2 on the left, we're dividing by 2 on the right. If we're multiplying by 5 on the left, you're doing exactly the same on the right. They're in direct proportion to each other. So when we're looking at the exam style questions, they're very similar to what we've just been doing. 6 cakes is £10.74. Work out the cost of 11 of these cakes. Once again, I would write out cake and I would work out the price. 6 cakes is £10.74. I'm going to start by working out what 1 cake is and then multiply that by 11 to work out what the 11 cakes would cost. 6 has been divided by 6 to get to 1. The price of 1 cake is going to be £10.74 divided by 6. £10.74 divided by 6 gives us £1.79. And then we need to multiply 1 by 11 to get to 11 cakes. So the price is also going to be multiplied by 11. It's going to be 11 times larger. Multiply that by 11 gives me £19.69. Okay, once again, the cost of something. Broadband costs a total of £158 for 3 months. work out the cost for a year. So number of months and the price. 3 months is £158. We want to work out what 12 months is, 12 months in a year. Now, unlike the others, 6 doesn't multiply by a number to get to 11, which is why I went to 1. 3 does multiply straight by 4 to get to the year, which is 12 months. So if we can just do 158 multiplied by that 4, we're going to get our answer straight away. 158 multiplied by 4 is 632. So that's going to be £632 for that year. 158 multiplied by 4. They're in direct proportion. Now, before we go, let's just have a look at one more question and then how we do the graphs of direct proportion. So all tickets for a concert at the same price. Amy and Dan pay £63 altogether for some tickets. Amy pays £24.50 for 7 tickets. There we go. I'm going to start a table again. Tickets. £24.50 for 7 tickets. Right, this time it's a little bit different. We want to get up to £63. Okay, so a number of ways of doing this. I might work out how much one ticket costs by dividing it by 7. £24.50 divided by 7. Gives us £3.50. And then I want to work out what has £3.50 been multiplied by to get to 63. I'm going to do an inverse operation here. I'm going to see how many £3.50s go into £63. 63 divided by £3.50 is 18. So that's been multiplied by 18 and we can get 18 tickets. So Amy has bought 7. He has therefore bought 11 tickets. We take the total, we subtract the tickets she's bought. Dan has bought 11 tickets in total. 4 marks for that question. There's quite a lot to it. Feel free to pause the video and go back if you need to rewatch. Okay, once again, if it's given in table form, we know one has been multiplied by the same amount to get to another, but there's also a relationship between those numbers as well. Let me just go back here and show you what I mean. 2 has been multiplied by £11.50 to get to 23. 1 has been multiplied by £11.50 to get to £11.50. And 5 has been multiplied by £11.50 to get to £57.50. And sometimes it's easier to use that relationship for a question. So how have we got from 7 to 63? If I do 63 divided by 7, I'm going to get the answer 9. 7 multiplied by 9 is 63. So all of these numbers need multiplying by 9 to keep them in the same proportion. 4 multiplied by 9 is 36. And 0 times by 9 is 0. So that's another way of completing a table and looking at direct proportion. Let's finally talk about graphs of direct proportion. So here's 3 separate graphs of direct proportion. Now, if we look at those lines individually, a graph of direct proportion has to go through 0, but they all increase at different rates. So that's a graph of direct proportion. This would also be a graph of direct proportion. And finally, this would also be a graph of direct proportion. So they're always a straight line going through 0, and they're the 2 key facts here. So when you have a GCSE question that tells you the number of points is directly proportional to the number of wins, all you have to do, it doesn't matter of the gradient of your line, the only thing that matters is the fact it goes through 0, 0. So any of these answered would be absolutely fine. And I'm just going to place mine there for that 1 mark. They're just checking you know it's a straight line going through 0, 0. If this has been helpful, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.